Hi. 30 years ago, we lived north of Los Angeles, about 45 minutes up in the high desert. That's where I grew up. And we decided to move down to San Diego after I had my fourth baby. She was just about, she was probably, I think, 3 months when we moved down here. So we moved into this really nice house. We made a ton of money up in our home up north of LA. Within 1 year, we bought it from my dad for really not very much money at all, and we made $150,000 in a year. So that was able to help us to put a good down payment on a home down here, down in San Diego. And so we moved into a pretty nice neighborhood. And I noticed that, and I was only 30 years old at the time, and I noticed, and I thought I was done with having children, though we'd never done anything permanent, and we never would have. So, and once we saw how much we loved having children, we would have loved having more, but that wasn't in the cards for us since I was so sick. But I noticed whenever I hugged the woman down, when I came down to San Diego, their breasts were kind of hard. And so then I realized that a lot of them, and I talked to a lot of them, and they told me they'd gotten implants. So I thought, I want to get implants. I had 4 children, I want to get implants. But then I got really sick. So I never got them, thank the Lord, because I have friends who have them, and they have to have them replaced every 10 years. They do get hard. I don't know, I just like just being natural. I'm so thankful I never got them. And my dad's a pathologist, and he spent his life looking under a microscope, and he looked at breast implants that were taken under a microscope, and he said it was filled of nasty stuff because your body fights to get rid of things that are not supposed to be in your body. So, and then I know people have gotten really sick with them, and I'm just really thankful I never did that. And then my sister and I thought we would both go in for a facelift about, this time in our life. Because just a little bit, our necks are sagging and our bottom of our face, we thought just a little, And then, and this was probably about 10 years ago, we were thinking about doing that. But then I had to have another brain surgery and a neck fusion, and I just thought, you know what? I'm just thankful to be here. I'm not ever gonna get a facelift. I never want to be put under again unless I have to for a brain surgery or something, but not something. What if I died under anesthesia for having a facelift? How embarrassing would that be? So I don't know, I just thought, and then as I've grown older, I turned 60. I wear very little makeup, and I do dye my hair. Like, I'm gonna dye it today because it's really bad. I didn't even know if I should. My roots are really showing up here, but I always do it myself very cheaply, and I use a natural hair color. I told Ken recently, because I don't like dyeing my hair. And I should do it every 3 weeks or so. I do it probably every 6 weeks. And I asked Ken, I said, do you care if I grow gray hair? He said, oh, maybe at 65, so we'll see. But the reason I'm telling you all of this is because our society is so concerned about age and looking good and being young, and I lost all that a long time ago. I started getting wrinkles and sags, and once you hit 35 or something, you start getting gray, or 40. You still look decent, I think, until once after 55. You really start aging a lot. The age spots, the wrinkles, and but I am just when I turned 60, I was so thankful to just be here. I didn't moan that day one little bit because I could have died several times already in my life. And I just want to show my children and the people around me to just grow old gracefully. It's okay to grow old. It's the way God planned it. And people will moan about how quickly time is flying, and I just said, that's the way God intended it, because this is in our home. We have somewhere so much better. That's a better place to be. So, young women, I know that we took a survey in the chat room, at least, and most of the young women were in their 30s. And in 30s, you're still quite pretty, and you haven't aged much. But just embrace aging. There's good things that come with aging: wisdom, experience, grandbabies, which I absolutely adore, a quiet, peaceful home when all your children are grown up, which I've come to love, and my husband, I love this time alone. Just appreciate every time in your life that the Lord gives you. It's his plan. Like my mom just passed away, and she was so excited to see Jesus. She never really fought aging. She did have a facelift. She wouldn't have cared if I told you. And it just looked awful, all the stitches everywhere and everything. But it did make her look a lot better for a lot longer than I will look. But that's okay. I just remember hearing a woman say, the best facelift as you're growing older is to stand up straight and to smile a lot. So that's my recipe for looking better as you age. And just be kind, really love people and serve them. And that goes a lot. Your looks, people just see you and I don't know, they just forget. They forget what you wore. They forget what you really look like that much. I think the way you treat people makes such a bigger impact upon them than how young you look. And a lot of women around here have facelifts, and some of them look so bad. In fact, I've heard that movie directors have a hard time finding older women to act in their parts because their smiles aren't natural because of their facelifts. So anyway, and just the danger and side effects. So I'm just going to age gracefully, and I'm just praise the Lord each day that He gives me, because every single day is a blessing. So young women, age gracefully and show the people around you that it's all a part of God's perfect plan for you. Bye-bye.